and welcome to the video. Today I'm just painting in my sketchbook. I want to practice with gouache more because I really need to build my skills there. I have been doing a lot of Procreate art lately and I kind of forgot how to just paint. So I thought I'd do some little drawings with you. You can see that I already did the sketches and I'm just trying to fill them in. Things I didn't think about that I want to share with you to think about if you are not used to painting with gouache. Really think about your layers. I did not do that. I should have thought more carefully about what I was putting down and how, because gouache, this isn't acrylic gouache, this is just regular gouache, will reactivate with water. So once you put another color on top, it then activates the color beneath it. So you can see that I didn't think that through on some of these parts. I did better, I think, than I did in my last video, but still something I need to work on. It's a process that I will eventually figure out. I also kind of like my sketches better than when I painted them. And I think that sometimes just happens. They feel like they kind of lost a little something. Especially with the tiger. He looks more like a cat that's tiger striped. And I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, and it's just a sketchbook. It's okay not to have amazing art in there, but I am not in love with him, and I really don't like the background I did. It's dark and gloomy. I tried to make it better by adding some flowers later. I don't know if that was the best decision, but we tried it out. However, enjoy the lettering that I did. I think that turned out pretty good considering I don't paint often anymore and I am out of practice with a paintbrush making things happen. And I'm really proud this time I did not put my hand in a bunch of paint and smear it around the page, which I am known to do most of the time. I regret a little bit adding these sparkles, especially on the text. I went a little too far. I took it too far on the text and I don't like it. But I still like the way I wrote "You Are Enough." So, small win. Nervous doing this voiceover. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit too, which is silly because it's just a voiceover. But yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. So if you notice I kind of sound out of breath or just stumbling over my words, that's why. I thought I'd be honest with you. Something about talking to a camera or into a microphone makes me a little nervous, apparently. The secret to drawing nature type items like trees and plants is you just need to be a little looser with it. I think I get a little too stuck and I try to control everything instead of just going with the flow. And nature is organic and those shapes are organic, so it shouldn't be an overly straight line. It can be a little ragged and rigid, but I always sort of clam up, I guess, and try to really control the way it looks. And I think I'd have more success if I just let it go and went with it instead of trying to have so much control over it. It's probably like a life lesson right there. right now I am mixing a skin color. I used some yellow, some red, some orange, and some white to try to get a good skin tone for this lovely lady.
Have to be your biggest fan.
And here you can see that I decided I didn't like what I sketched. It just I wasn't feeling it. So I'm painting over it and I'm winging it from here on with this little block of color. I was gonna do something abstract and then I changed my mind because I didn't like what I was doing. And eventually we end up with what we end up with, and I don't think it's horrible. So sometimes it's best to just go with it. I actually really like the way the little halo turned out on that piece. I think it's kind of fun. It's a little painterly, and I just went with it, and I enjoy that I did that. Okay, here's something I really struggled with. I covered up all my sketch lines and then I went over and tried to remember where they were instead of just going with what the shape was that I had and going from there. So I painted over it again because she just had wonky eyes. The hand was just awful. Although you can see at the end, like the hand on her face is like a baby doll's hand. It's really tiny compared to the hand that's lying on the table, and it's pretty ridiculous looking. But, you know, I don't mind the hand the way I drew it on her face. I just should have probably made it bigger or made the hand that she's leaning on look smaller. I tried to fix my tiger drawing with colored pencil. I think I improved on the grass and maybe a little bit in the background. It looks a little more lively now and less dull and dark, but I was struggling with his face. I don't like that I decided to try to add teeth in there with like a dull colored pencil. That was just a bad idea, but it's a sketchbook and you live and you learn. So he has little teeth in there that are pointing at each other, so he needs to go to a dentist. I don't love how my girl turned out. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but I definitely think that covering up her face with the paint and losing my original sketch, I really struggled getting it right again. And I just needed to loosen up and go for it. I was a little too scared to mess up what I had already done, which I could have just painted over it again. So sometimes it's hard when it comes to lining. You kind of clam up a little bit and you don't know what to do because what if you mess it up? But I messed it up by worrying about messing it up. So that's a lesson learned right there. She's okay, but she's not great. I do really like how my bald lady turned out. I think she's cool. I like the painterliness about her. That's probably more my style than the rest of this is. Okay, and that's the end of the video. Thank you so much if you stuck around to the end. Please give it a comment if you want, a like, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to make videos every Tuesday and Friday. Please let me know what you think, what you want to see, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.